Game 2 is going to be on Berlingrad. In the top left, we have ZEST. I'll do the spin thing. In the bottom right, it is BYUN. Standing on LCD. Engineering Bay block, perhaps? Both these players should be in attendance at IEM Katowice. Now, ZEST has had a lot of question marks. He himself literally has had question marks. Oh, it's Proxy Barracks. But yeah, he himself has not been sure. Not exactly sure about how the Korean conscription works. I know how long it lasts, and I know that there is a cutoff time. I know that, you know, if you win a gold medal, you don't have to do it. Like, that type of stuff. But as far as, like, this whole being told, hey, we might call you up at any second, and then not being told anything else for 6 months, that's a mystery to me. I really don't know what else, but I think ZEST is in the same boat where he is very much serious when he says, I don't know if I can go to this tournament, or this might be my last tournament. I think he is serious, but it is getting to be a little bit of the boy who cried wolf because he's been saying it for 6 months. But he's not doing it maliciously. He just really thinks, like, I have no idea when they're going to call me in. But ZEST has not taken any of those signs as like a sign to take a break or to retire earlier than he wanted. No, he actually took that as a sign to just do anything he possibly could in StarCraft up until he is forced into military service. Fortunately for him, all that hard work has been rewarded with a lot of tournament wins. So ZEST does go for a Nexus, right? He didn't actually scout. So that seems ill-advised. What the heck was that? Did you guys see that? It just came out of the sky. What? You know what? I'm gonna use my instant replay. For him, all that hard work has been rewarded with a lot of tournament wins. So ZEST does go for a Nexus, right? He didn't actually scout. So 30-second that seems ill-advised. What the heck was that? Did you guys see that? It just came out of the sky. Right. Best use of instant replay ever. Okay. While that was happening, the Reapers dipped in and were rebutted pretty quickly, so they haven't done anything yet. We haven't actually missed anything. ZEST, as I was talking about, had just missed scouting. He didn't send a probe scout, which isn't usually advisable to a Protoss player. There's almost no reason not to scout with a probe, but it is what it is. So the fact that he's been able to deflect this proxy barracks with ease, no sweat broken, and he now has a probe all cheeky-deeky out in the map, putting a gateway down, is really a funny turn of events. There's another battle happening over top of them, and that's the debris falling. I like that. I like that. So BYUN, you know, despite having these Reapers, actually doesn't have the full scouts. He's been a little blocked out of rescouting the main base because he has to be wary of the stalkers, right? And he hasn't forced the issue, possibly because he doesn't think he has to. For BYUN, he's like, oh, I'm still on one base, still have the high ground, and, you know, what is this guy really going to do to me? Well, actually, maybe quite a bit. There's no bunker. Tech Lab still isn't on the factory. The fact that this has turned into a 3-gate proxy gate pressure could contain BYUN for quite some time. I don't think BYUN dies, but he could absolutely be contained. Three Widow Mines are about to hit ZEST's natural, and there's still a lot to be said there. ZEST doesn't pay attention or miss micros. Okay. So far, so good. He is also microing this side of the map, however, so he's not going to micro his main base, which still goes wonderfully for ZEST. 2 Widow Mines hitting the same location turns what could have easily been 10 SEV kills into... 10 probe kills, rather, into 4. But we also do have SEVs going down, so it's a real most terrible situation possible for BYUN here. Even this one stalker is barely alive. A tank finally pops out, but that is so many stalkers on the front line. Are they going to try and force the issue by going up the ramp? That's a lot of SCVs to body block. This might be a mistake. The tank gets one beautiful shot. Second shot goes off as well. And while that was a lot of stalkers, those SCVs were just what was necessary to stop this from snowballing. So BYUN will hold, but like I said, he really didn't get that much damage done on the other side of the map and took a lot of damage back at home. You can see, though, that the worker difference still isn't maybe as much as you would expect. Just because ZEST stopped producing probes every so often to do his build, I believe. So it's still pretty bad. It's still pretty bad. It's almost doubling the worker count at this point as he gets back to chronoing his probes. But BYUN could try his luck at having some BYUN magic effect this game, I guess. He might just do a one base all in. Well, effectively one base, I should say. I mean, he does have a second command center. He's gonna look for that proxy gateway. Something he missed last game as well. He's gonna miss it and eventually find it. BYUN's not gonna throw his hands up in the air and say, you know, fuck it, I'm moving on to bigger and better things, like the next game. He is gonna try and play this one out. ZEST gets a little supply blocked with the pylon going down on his proxy. Only, well, a little was a very apt term there. Pylon just finished. So he should be good to go on the defense, but Blink isn't done. Hold on here. 5 stalkers could be caught out in the open, or they could be turning into a surround? Okay, it turns into a surround, actually. Still feel more comfortable if we, you know, ZEST had Blink, but shield batteries are finishing up, but that's not enough stalkers over to the left side. Stalkers do come from behind, gonna try and take out those tanks, but they don't take them out that quickly. This is a pretty close battle, and if BYUN had not been so far behind in the bio, you'd see a lot of potential for a snowball effect. That was a lot of stalkers to go down, as the last few ones unable to fully retreat. 11 stalkers in total died, plus the sentry that was there that could have been useful for a future Guardian shield. So, yeah, if BYUN had not taken so much SCV damage, that could have actually been game-ending, but he did, so he's not like he's on 5 barracks producing. He's not even on a reactor for starport. This tech lab only just finished, right? Like, tons of things are missing from BYUN so that he can continue such aggression. ZEST is still trying to play with fire. If he had saved, let's say, 6 out of the 11 stalkers and has a total of 13, then he probably is having fun right now. He's like, la 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 la, stalkers, but reduced in numbers like he is, it's a bit tricky to face a tank, marauders, and a medevac. BYUN finally able to afford an upgrade. Now only down 6 workers is really in the better spot. You can see that here. He's got slightly better mineral income. ZEST had to spend so long defending that push, replacing stalkers, and then seemingly just wanted to prioritize the production at home on 2 bases. No third base. No third base has gone down. And ZEST might regret that. He might regret not slipping in the third base 30 seconds ago, 60 seconds ago. You know, instead he started up an Immortal, +1 in charge. But it's tricky. It is very tricky. We're on Berlingrad, right? So this is... He might have legitimately made different choices if this was Glittering Ashes. But Berlingrad, yeah, if someone has momentum, it's very possible they win the game with it. If you think, oh, well, I can probably get away with this third Nexus, it's not necessarily true when they attack about 6 seconds faster. So it's a tough call, but that means that BYUN has effectively made a really good comeback. He is now even ahead. ZEST production of gateway units really needs to be on 3 bases to get enough gateway units to combat the bio army. And this is a trap that many Protoss will probably find themselves falling into when they do something aggressive early on. Because then they'll have to go, oh, well, darn, I have to worry about this next push. And they worry so much about the next push, rightly so, that there's no expansion. So I'd say even usually what maybe other Protoss players would do at this point is actually going to a Robotics Bay on 2 bases and going to Colossus then the 3rd. Because you need Splash. That is kind of the argument made here, is that you need Splash if you don't have the economy to make a buttload of gateway units. This is a pretty good surround, though, from ZEST. That one Liberator adding in a ton of damage. And it looks like the Bio Army is going to just be too good enough. Yeah, okay. Cool surround opportunity, but just not enough gateway units. That really was the problem. And BYUN is going to win this. BYUN is going to win this with his What Am I drop being basically ineffective. And he himself losing 16 SCVs. ZEST not able to really push past the limited income that his build gave him, I guess, really. And now this is easy enough for BYUN to win. ZEST probably just wondering, where exactly did I go wrong? Where exactly was I supposed to zig when I zagged? Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't win this one. And that is the last battle. GG. Valiant effort there. But I would actually sum this up with the whole dynamic of gateway armies and economies. A Terran on 2 base should rip apart a gateway army on 2 base when we stim combat shields and medevacs, right? So it's a bit different if you have Splash, but it's also it's a tough game when you do have to still legitimately worry about your opponent's army size, even though you did a ton of economic damage. So a fun one to tie up the series. Now let's head into game 3.